This race has topics that a lot of voters identify with.
Right.
Top of the list for many voters, inflation and economy. What would you do to address those?
Well, it's got to be the top thing because it affects our everyday life, the ability to pay the bills, dig ourselves out of debt, plan for the future, provide for our children. We have to have an economy that is a booming economy, but we can do it in a way which doesn't allow inflation to take over. What we have to do is to realize that every box of Cheerios, every head of cabbage that we buy at the store is more expensive if the price of delivery of the fuel goes up. Every time we go to the gas pump and we pump gas, the price goes up. And so knowing that the cost of energy is one of the highest pushes on inflation, what we have to do is to have alternatives to oil and gas in order to bring the price of oil and gas down. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to go over to everything electric immediately, but it does mean that if the oil and gas industry knew that they had competition from sun and solar and tidal power and geothermal, if they don't have a monopoly on power, their prices are going down. If you just drill more, like Donald Trump says, it's no answer whatsoever because the price of oil and gas is set by international cartels. The price is going to go up and down. It doesn't matter how much you drill. In fact, if you drilled more, Venezuela and Saudi Arabia would drill less to keep more oil off the market. So the only way we're going to beat the high cost of living because of the high cost of oil and gas is to have alternative energies, not giving them everything, but making it possible for people to have choices and making it mandatory for oil and gas companies to bring prices down.
How do you see yourself being an advocate for the auto industry here in Michigan?
It's the biggest thing a representative from Michigan has to do. We realize this is our economy, our identity, our jobs. And so when I go to Washington, I'm going to be an all-out advocate for the automotive industry, automotive suppliers included, which means that we have to have more of the computer technology and the chips manufactured here in Michigan. We have to bring our supply chain back from around the world and make things here in Michigan. For instance, my opponent, John James, has a company that imports automotive supplies, automotive parts from around the world. 45% of his business is from China. He had 787 shipments of overseas goods for the auto industry from 2015 to 2020-23. 355 of those massive shipments came from China. So this guy is a part of the problem. We have to end reliance on these foreign suppliers, whether it's from China or somebody else. We've got to make things here.
Okay, let's talk about international crisis that has implications for the United States. The U.S. is continuing to support Israel and continuing to support Ukraine. Do you want to see more money spent to support those two countries during their crisis?
I'm a national defense Democrat. I hearken back to years in which the Democratic Party was the leading party on national defense. If we have a strong national defense, we will not be tested. And it means also then that we have to be ready, willing, and able to support our allies. That means allow Israel to defend itself against Iranian aggression. You know, Israel suffered the attack of 200 missiles coming in against them from Iran. At Pearl Harbor in 1941, there were 355 Japanese planes. This is about the same order of magnitude. To just basically tell Israel that you can't defend yourself is morally wrong. Likewise with Ukraine. Ukraine is our bulwark to fight Russian aggression. The Putin administration in Russia is basically following the playbook of Adolf Hitler in the 1930s. We can't allow aggression to succeed. We have to make sure that Ukraine has the weapons, the aid, the ability to defend itself. Because if Ukraine should fall, or if Ukraine should get partitioned, then Moldova, Poland, the Balkan states, the Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, all of those countries will be at risk because we will have told this dictator, Vladimir Putin, that you can get away with aggression.
You know, another topic that many people are very focused on is immigration. What is your view of immigration, and how would you vote to advocate for,
Look,
addressing this?
we have to have secure borders. I mean, that's just mandatory. No nation can exist if it doesn't have rules about who can enter the country. And if you have, well, first of all, there's two ways to run immigration. You either have no rules, which is crazy because that means that everybody could come in any time that they wanted. Russians, Chinese, anybody could. And so if you have limitations, if you have rules, then you have to live by them, which means that if you just show up at the southern border, you should not be granted entry, because that's basically unfair. It means that people who are waiting in Bangladesh or Indonesia or Norway or anywhere in the world, that they are at a disadvantage because somebody just showed up at the southern border, they get a preference. That shouldn't be. We have to have secure borders. We have to enforce the rules as written. Okay. So, I mean, one of the problems is that we have so many people coming in claiming that they need sanctuary, that they're here for asylum. If that's true, we don't want to send somebody back to be tortured or killed. But the number of people statistically who have valid claims for asylum are less than 15%. I have a friend who is an immigration law judge, and he tells me that there are only about 600 immigration law judges across the United States. We need, for a time, maybe a year, maybe two, the Attorney General should appoint about 8,000 temporary immigration law judges, a massive number, but there are a lot of retired judges, like I am, who, if I weren't running for Congress, would be happy, even without being paid, to just serve as an immigration law judge for 6 months or a year to take care of the backlog. Once we get the backlog, then that means that the people who have valid claims to stay here because you don't want to send them back to be tortured and killed, they can stay here, but the others who just falsely claimed asylum when they had no right to asylum, they would be sent back. But you have to have a due process way to do that. You can't just send everybody back because that's sending a lot of people back to be killed. But you have to have a due process way to do it. It'll be hard work, but for a short burst of time, we'll rebalance the scales and then have an orderly process at the border.
Let's talk about women's rights. We talk about women's rights. Now the states are deciding. What's your view?
This is a fundamental constitutional right. Every person has the right to take care of his or her own health choices, and certainly for women that means that you and nobody else have the right to determine what you should do with your body, whether it be for IVF, for abortion, for whatever. This is your body. These are your choices. Government doesn't belong in the process. Look, I've been a prosecutor. I've been a judge. The thought of me being asked to intervene as either a prosecutor or a judge to say whether this woman should have an abortion, I mean, I'm looking at a woman, her physician. I'm saying, I don't belong here. This has to be a choice that a woman has for herself without the heavy hand of government interfering in that.
Okay, another important topic, guns. But specifically, we talk about mass shootings. Look, you worked in law enforcement, and I know you believe in the Second Amendment and all that. We talk about here in Michigan, Michigan State University, Oxford, Rochester Hills. How do we prevent mass shootings?
Well, look, Republicans say that they don't want people who are not law-abiding citizens. They don't want the violent, the people who are felons to have weapons. How do you make sure that happens? You have universal background checks. You don't allow weapons to be sold at gun shows. You don't allow private sale of weapons. You make sure that everybody who's going to come into possession of a gun has a background check. It also means safe storage to make sure that if you are a parent or a guardian or you have a gun, have it locked up, have a trigger lock, make it impossible for somebody to take that gun and use it for a felony or a shooting. And the last thing is red flag laws. As a judge, I signed a lot of personal protection orders, and there is a box that you could check, and I checked it nearly all the time, that if the person did have guns, they had to surrender the guns until there could be a due process hearing to determine if they were really a threat or not. But you don't wait until the shooting takes place to say, oh, we probably should not have allowed that person to have a gun. Now, we've done this in Michigan. We've got to take the common sense gun regulation that we have in Michigan and make it nationwide. Everybody deserves that type of protection. And this is not anti-Second Amendment. It's saying that everybody has the right to keep and bear arms, but make sure that we keep it out of the hands of dangerous people, of felons, of people with a violent history. It's just common sense. And you can't make the argument, well, what if we go too far? That's why you have a due process hearing set up. That if you have taken the guns from somebody who is really not a threat to anybody, judges do this all the time. You make decisions on the basis of the evidence. If the evidence shows they're not a threat, you say no problem. But you don't allow the shooting to take place before you decide that you're going to investigate.
Okay. Election integrity. People on both sides have talked about issues with elections. Do you believe that the process is secure, and will you accept the results, whatever they may be?
Well, of course I will accept the results, whatever they may be. Election deniers drive me crazy. This is a false issue that's been created out of thin air. There are over 4,044 counties in the United States. Most of those counties, because most of them are rural, are represented by Republican clerks. And so Republicans have the balance of control of the system. There is no doubt in my mind that at times somebody somewhere, maybe 3 or 4 people per county somewhere in the United States, try to do something improper with voting. But the overall picture is we have a very secure system, it is accurate, and the people, basically this stems from Donald Trump being a crybaby about the 2020 election, not wanting to admit that he lost, and so he makes up this fiction about massive fraud, which never existed. I was a prosecutor, I was a judge, I depend on evidence. There is no evidence that there is anything that is insecure or fraudulent about our system.
Lastly, and I gave the same question to your opponent, is something you'd like to share about yourself? Kind of what drives you to do this, and your family, and anything like that? Like, share something personal outside of the political stuff.
Well, I mean, first of all, I have this passion for justice. I know when I was a kid, the civil rights movement was like very big in my mind, and it moved me to want to get involved in politics in the first place. The other thing is my parents owned a small store, and we were the victims of crime on a lot of occasions. We were broken into 4 times, we were held up 4 times, so strong law enforcement is a part of my DNA. But on the other hand, I want to make sure that when we do arrest and we prosecute, as prosecutor, I had this basic mantra for all of my assistants. We are here to do justice. Justice means that we are here to make sure that the guilty are convicted, that the innocent are set free, and that we protect everybody's constitutional rights in the process. And so I believe in our system. I believe in a strong justice system, but a strong justice system means constitutional protections for everybody as well. Oh, I mean, look, the biggest difference is reproductive rights. John James has already voted in Congress. Like, if you're a member of the military, you already have a nationwide abortion ban. If you're in the military, or if your spouse is in the Army or Navy or Marine Corps, whatever, Project 2025 is real. John James has voted for it. It wants to restrict abortion rights, to restrict the rights of people to make their own choices as far as the treatment they will receive. That's a big one. Secondly, I'm a big proponent of clean water, clean energy. John James has already voted for a proposal to allow drilling for oil and gas exploration in the Great Lakes, on the theory that, well, if we drill for more oil, prices will come down. That's nonsense. The price of oil is set by worldwide cartels. The little bit of oil that we could get out of Lake St. Clair is a drop in the bucket, and compared to the ecological damage it could do if there was an oil spill on the beaches in Lake St. Clair. And so those are the things I think that set me off the most. But also it's a dedication really to the auto industry to make sure that we bring back the supply chain, that we make things here. And as I said earlier, John James is an importer of foreign goods, a lot from China, that compete with domestic suppliers.